Welcome to the Tough Love Nephilim series. My name is Eric Rolon. Now, according to Genesis 6, the Nephilim were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. And today we are talking about the Jebusites. If you find yourself enjoying this content, be sure to smash those like and subscribe buttons. Alrighty, folks, let's get into this one. Now, historically, the Jebusites were a Canaanite tribe that lived in the hill country in Canaan, Joshua 11:1-3, and they were the original inhabitants of Jerusalem, originally called Jebus, 1 Chronicles 11:4. Additionally, Jerusalem was and is also called Zion, 2 Samuel 5:6-7. King David would later go on to conquer the Jebusites at Jerusalem, and the city would come to be affectionately called after his namesake, 1 Chronicles 11:4-9. BDB Strong's Concordance reference H2983 renders Jebusite this way. Jebusite, descendants of Jebus, descendants of the third son of Canaan who lived in or around the site of Jebus, the early name for Jerusalem. BDB Strong's Concordance reference H2982 renders Jebus this way. Jebus, threshing place, an early name for Jerusalem, the city of the Jebusites, also Jebusi. Smith's Bible Dictionary defines Jebusites this way. Jebusites, descendants of Jebus. The Jebusites were descended from the third son of Canaan. The actual people first appear in the invaluable report of the spies. When Jabin organized his rising against Joshua, the Jebusites joined him. Jebus, which is Jerusalem, lost its king in the slaughter of Beth-horon, was sacked and burned by the men of Judah, and its citadel finally scaled and occupied by David. After this, they emerged from the darkness but once in the person of Araunah the Jebusite, Araunah the king, who appears before us in true kingly dignity in his well-known transaction with David. Fawcett's Bible Dictionary defines Jebus this way. The Jebusite city, a former name of Jerusalem. Jebus in Hebrew means a trodden place, as a threshing floor, namely the dry rock, the southwest hill, the modern Zion, not Mount Moriah, the city of Solomon, in the center of which was a perennial spring. But the name is probably older than Hebrew times. In haughty self-security, the Jebusites fancied that the blind and lame would suffice to defend their fortress, so strong was its position, shut in by deep valleys on three sides. The Judeans and Benjamites occupying the north side, which was lower ground ever since the death of Joshua, had been heretofore unable to gain the Jebusite citadel. Such is the characteristic bravery of mountaineers. But Joab ascended the height and took it. In Zechariah 9:7, Ekron shall be as a Jebusite. The sense is, even the ignoble remnant of the Jews shall be sacred to our God, and as a governor in Judah, whereas Philistine Ekron shall be a tributary bondservant, as a Jebusite, in the servile position to which Solomon consigned them. The Jebusites were a hardy mountain tribe. Jabin, king in the north, sent southwards to invite them to help against Joshua. Even after David's capture of Zion, Araunah appears settled prosperously in the neighborhood. The language in 2 Samuel 24:23 admits, though it does not require, that Araunah should be regarded as the fallen king of the Jebusites. He certainly exhibited a true kingly spirit. In Genesis 10:15-16, the Jebusite stands third of Canaan's descendants, between Heth, Hittites, and the Amorite, the position which the race retained subsequently. So in Ezekiel 16:3-45, Jerusalem appears as the offspring of the union of the Amorite and Hittite. In the enumeration of the 10 races occupying Canaan, the Jebusites stand last. Some of them appear as late as the return from Babylon, termed Solomon's servants. The first time the word Jebusite appears in the Bible is in the list of nations descended from Noah in Genesis 10. Now, according to Genesis 10:15-18, the Jebusites descended from Canaan, who was fathered by Ham, Noah's son. Genesis 10:15-18 reads as follows. Canaan fathered Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, the Jebusite, the Amorite, the Girgashite, the Hivite, the Archite, the Sinite, the Arvadite, the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. And afterward the families of the Canaanite were spread abroad. In Deuteronomy 7, 1-6, when Israel was in its early stages of conquering Canaan, God instructed Israel to completely slaughter 7 major Canaanite tribes. The Jebusites just so happened to be one of them. Deuteronomy 7, 1-2 reads as follows: When the Lord your God brings you into the land where you are entering to take possession of it, and he drives away many nations from before you, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when the Lord your God turns them over to you, and you defeat them, you shall utterly destroy them. You shall not make a covenant with them, nor be gracious to them. In Numbers 13, when Israel's spies returned from their 40-day reconnaissance mission in the land of Canaan, they gave their report of the land and its fierce inhabitants. They identified the Jebusites, along with the Amalekites, Hittites, Amorites, and Canaanites residing in the land as the descendants of Anak. Numbers 13, 28-29. Now, after this initial report, when Israel was losing its mind over what they heard, Caleb steps up to calm everyone down and encourage them. But 10 of the 12 spies returning from the land of Canaan were having none of it. In their continued report in Numbers 13, 30-33, those spies went on to describe the sons of Anak not just as people of great height or stature, but as Nephilim. Numbers 13, 30-33 reads as follows: Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, We should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we will certainly prevail over it. But the men who had gone up with him said, We are not able to go up against the people, because they are too strong for us. So they brought a bad report of the land which they had spied out to the sons of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to spy out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are people of great stature. We also saw the Nephilim there. The sons of Anak are part of the Nephilim, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight. Now in this passage and in Genesis 6:4, the Septuagint renders Nephilim as giants, and as a progenitor tribe, the Anakim were enormous, fierce, and powerful giants, as Numbers 13 and Deuteronomy 9 collectively point out. Deuteronomy 9, 1-2 reads as follows: Hear, Israel, you are crossing the Jordan today to go in to dispossess nations greater and mightier than you, cities that are great and fortified to heaven, a people who are great and tall, the sons of the Anakim, whom you know and of whom you have heard it said, Who can stand against the sons of Anak? Anak was the son of the Nephilim Arba, Joshua 15:13 and 21:11. And according to Joshua 14:15, Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim. Though the Anakim were a tribe unto themselves, it's important to note that the term Anakim is also used to refer to a combination of 6 other Canaanite tribes and conglomerate tribes in Numbers 13, 28-33. The Bible also seems to occasionally use the terms Anakim, sons of Anak, descendants of Anak, and sons of the Anakim, not just as tribal references or distinctions, but as general terms for the post-Diluvian Nephilim, or Rephaim. Numbers 13, 28-33, Deuteronomy 1, 26-28, and 9, 1-2, and Joshua 11, 18-23. In the Bible, there are 3, possibly 4, recorded battles between Israel and the Jebusites. Battle number 1 is in Joshua 6. This is the Battle of Jericho. The Jebusites were involved according to the Joshua 24:11 recap, and Israel won that one. Number 2 is in Joshua 10, 1-27. Adonai-Zedek, king of Jerusalem, is named, but the Jebusites are not specifically named, and Israel won that one too. The third is in Joshua 11, 1-9, which Israel won. And the fourth and final battle is in 2 Samuel 5, 1-10. Zion is named, and there is also one recap in 1 Chronicles 11, 4-9, in which the Jebusites are named, and Israel won that one too. There was likely another engagement, and possibly other engagements between Israel and the Jebusites, because Joshua 15:63 and Judges 1, 19-21 point out that the sons of Judah could not drive them out, and the sons of Benjamin did not drive them out of their apportioned land in Canaan. The final time the word Jebusite appears in the Bible is in Zechariah 9:1-8, as Zechariah recounts the pronouncement of the Lord's judgment on Israel's enemies. All that said, the Jebusites were definitively a Nephilim tribe. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did indeed enjoy, then please smash those like and subscribe buttons and hit that notification bell. Also, if you like the work that I do and you feel like you want to support it, pop on over to my locals page. Donors there all get access to PDFs of my research papers as often as I can get them posted, with endnotes included. And your support is greatly appreciated. Also, should I ever get booted off of YouTube, I'll still be carrying out the fight over on Rumble, so please pop on over there and give me a follow as well. Alrighty folks, till next time, take care and God bless.